From our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Hubar begins now.
Come clean on where you really stand on the stadium. That's the ultimatum the Greens are putting to the major parties. Calls for greater transparency dominating the campaign race, with healthcare hubs and housing hurdles the latest pledges.
The Bubble, a hub for women's health, is hoping to expand with a $3.8 million election promise from the Liberals.
Having a bigger space with more rooms means that we have doctors that can work extra sessions and we can take on more staff to work on the premises, which means more doctors, more psychologists, more physiotherapists, more dietitians.
Last year, the practice helped 5,000 patients, among them Liberal MLC Joe Palmer.
I've had 4 babies, thought I'd got through, the trials and tribulations of being a woman, and then I find myself with the beginning symptoms of menopause.
It's about supporting women and families outside of the hospital environment to take pressure off our urgent care centres, off our emergency department.
Elsewhere on the campaign trail, high-vis vests are on, Labor hitting a construction site, promising to slash red tape, saying it will cut planning delays in half and hold councils accountable with a monthly performance dashboard.
We'll be working with builders and planners to make sure that we can remove discretions from the planning scheme that don't make any sense. We'll be working on building a planning dashboard together that holds councils accountable for the amount of time it takes to get through local councils.
If we could streamline the planning process, that would help a lot, and then we can get stuff to site, because at the moment we can build something faster than we can get it approved.
Meanwhile, the Greens are pressing for transparency on the Macquarie Point Stadium proposal.
Tasmanians want to know for sure how both Labor and Liberal politicians will vote and their position on this legislation and their position on the stadium at Macquarie Point.
One issue both major parties seem to agree on.
Tasmanian Labor supports building a stadium at Macquarie Point.
We'll build the stadium.
Yes.
Lily Thompson, 7 Tasmanian News.
A fifth-generation farmer and a disability advocate are among the Liberal candidates vying for a seat in Lyons in next month's election. Community leaders Richard Hallett, Bree Groves, Poppy Lyon and Steph Cameron all putting their names forward. They'll join some familiar faces, Guy Barnett, Jane Hallett and Mark Shelton, all putting their hand up seeking re-election. Premier Jeremy Rockcliffe says he's lucky to have a team who bring a depth of talent. Former Attorney-General and Tasmania's first female Lower House Speaker Elise Archer has announced she's giving state politics another crack, saying her job isn't done yet, contesting the seat of Clark as an independent in the upcoming election. Ms Archer claiming the current government has lost its way, mishandling the budget, housing and health.
Minority government seems inevitable. We need independence in there with a measured, sensible approach, but people with experience. And I believe I've got that experience.
The Premier says he's willing to work with any crossbench MPs in order to keep Tasmania's best interests at the forefront. Meanwhile, former Salmon Tasmania and Tourism Tasmania boss Luke Martin is also throwing his hat in the political ring. He's vying pre-selection as a Labor candidate in Clark, saying jobs and economic security are top of mind.
I know the values of this area is about hard work, it's about respect for jobs, and it's about understanding that you need strong, sustainable industries.
It's his first tilt at politics. He says he's confident after a long stint across several industry sectors, and he has the skills for the job. A young Tasmanian mum who tragically lost her dad, a former police officer, to suicide, has shared the impact the police legacy had on her grief recovery. It comes ahead of inaugural National Police Legacy Day on Tuesday.
At just 16 years old, Cleo Dark received news she never thought she would hear.
On my first day of grade 10, I had 2 police officers come to my door to tell me that my father had committed suicide.
Her father, Constable Simon Dark, was just 45 years old when he died at work.
Look, it was probably the worst day of my life. I obviously didn't go to bed expecting it at all.
A well-respected officer in the Tasmania Police Force.
I was in a grief period for a pretty long time, but once I got out of it, I
blossomed.
In the darkest days of her life, she was helped by Police Legacy, help so empowering, providing bereavement support and services to families who have lost loved ones donning blue and white.
This is not necessarily just police officers who have passed away in the line of duty. It could also be as a result of illness, sudden unexpected health issues or an accident.
Offering emotional and financial support as well as connection with other police families.
And the connection that we're able to provide them in linking up with other legatee families that have experienced similar losses.
It's been a massive part of my recovery, managing to share my story and know that I'm not alone, and it's, unfortunately not just my sole experience.
Police Legacy has helped over 4,000 families nationally since 1971, 8 families in Tasmania since it was introduced here in 2019, with 7 families currently being supported across the state. While Cleo's dad is no longer here, she's found new strength as a first-time mum to baby Clark. At just 7 weeks old, he pays tribute a little boy Blue.
Been so lucky that I've been able to remember my dad through his middle name, Simon.
Rebecca Gadaneris at 7, Tasmania News.
Time is ticking to sway voters with next month's state election drawing closer by the day. Tasmania's peak bodies putting in their wish lists ahead of July 19. The Tasmanian Chamber of Commerce and Industry says education, responsible budget handling and our health system are top priorities.
It costs us $10 million per day in Tasmania to run our health system. That's 38% of our state budget, and that's predicted to increase to 42% by the end of the forward estimates, which is just unsustainable.
The organisation says the hope is to create more stability for the state, holding the new government to account. Thousands of people are gathering in Hobart tonight to watch Dark Mofo's festival favourite, the burning of the Ogga Ogga. Our reporter Rebecca Gadaneris joins us now from the regatta grounds. Hello Beck, what's happening down there?
Lou, the Ogga Ogga has just gone up in flames behind me. As you can see, this year took the shape of the Morgine skate. In the true Dark Mofo tradition, this fiery ritual is an act of symbolic cleansing. Festival goers have spent the past few weeks writing their fears and worries on the paper, which have joined the skate in going up in smoke. Thousands took part in tonight's procession walking through the city as the Ogga Ogga was paraded along Hobart's Davey Street on its final journey to the fire. It's a major moment and a slightly sombre one too, marking the end of the festival, which drew more than 200,000 people this year. But it's not over just yet, with thousands expected to head over to the Winter Feast and Dark Park to soak up the remaining of tonight's festivities. Lou?
And I hope you're one of them. Thank you for that, Beck. Keely Froling has put on a clinic, scoring 29 points and 14 rebounds, leading the Launceston Tornadoes to a third win of the season, beating the Casey Cavaliers 97-84.
Baseline, interesting hook, but Froling makes it work and the Tornadoes get one back.
The Tawns joined the Chargers men's side on the winners list after they won their game against the Rangers by just 4 points. Reigning NBL 1 East MVP Will Cranston-Lown, the standout, dropping 30 points and sinking 12 out of 16 three-pointers.
Cranston-Lown goes straight at rough. Lefty finish and good again, earns himself another trip to the free throw line.
But it was tougher going for the Northwest Thunder men and the Chargers women, both teams suffering defeats.
Good evening. Hobart saw 13 degrees today. It was a couple of degrees warmer in Launceston and Burnie with 15 and 14 in Devonport. Flinders Island had the high of 16 today. Smithton, Lowhead, St Helens, Friendly Beaches and Strawn all 15. 14 on King Island, Grove 13. 9 the top in Ouse and a very cool 7 degrees in Lyoweni. Areas of low cloud moved over the northwest as patchy low cloud is visible about the north. A low to mid-level cloud band pushed over the south coast of WA as a band of high cloud is travelling over the NT and Western Queensland. A cold front approaching southeastern SA will extend to Western Victoria and Tasmania tomorrow. North-northwesterly winds for waters in the west, north and east, increasing up to 35 knots in the west. West to southwesterly swells building to 3.5 metres. We have a gale warning for coastal waters between southeast Cape to Stanley tomorrow. There is also a strong wind warning between St Helens Point to east of Flinders Island. A few showers in the south tomorrow. Hobart and Dover both 14. 14 also in Ouse after an early frost. Showers on the increase in Launceston 14. 14 and showery across Devonport. Showers persisting in Scottsdale with 12 the maximum. A wet and windy day for parts of the west. Burnie, Strahan and Stanley all 14 the top. A couple of showers in St Helens and Swansea 15, a little heavier in Ross with just 12 degrees there. Some inland fog to start the day on Tuesday, then morning showers mainly about the north and west. The West and Bass Strait Islands are also in for a possible thunderstorm. Showers about the west, far south and Bass Strait Islands on Wednesday, and on Thursday, showers about the north and west extending statewide throughout the afternoon. A quick look now at mainland conditions for Monday. A very chilly -3 degrees in Canberra tonight, warming to just 11 degrees tomorrow. Showery across Adelaide 16, a few showers in Melbourne with 15 degrees expected. Clear in Hobart, 9 degrees, also mostly clear in Launceston with 9 also, but cloudy in Devonport with 11. And Lou, it is a sad day for us all, a time for us to say farewell to you after 8.5 wonderful years. On behalf of the entire team, we wish you and your beautiful family all the very best. We've absolutely loved working with you.
Thank you very much for that, Kaya. Yes, in a time of constant change, change has now caught up with me, and I'm incredibly sad to be leaving a job and a team that I truly love. It's been an absolute privilege to present to you stories that matter and are important to us all in our home and the place that I've grown up and love, Tasmania. To my colleagues, now lifelong friends, thank you for your passion, humour, grit and dedication in bringing stories day in, day out to our audience. To our treasured viewers, thank you for your loyalty and your kindness over the years. I'm so thankful for every opportunity I've had and for the ongoing support and trust from so many in an ever-changing industry. Thank you for having me in your homes, and for the last time, enjoy your evening. Good night.